Hey Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to maybe learn something or better yourself, better your situation. I'm all about self-empowerment. That's what I do here at the Teacup, so to say. Please do trust your own intuition above all else. Trust that your intuition will be able to separate what is meant for you and what is not, because this is a general reading. Not every message will resonate. Best to trust your own intuition because ultimately you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. You guys know the drill. That being said, let's try and get some clear, helpful, insightful messages for Leo, wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. Let's set that intention here and now with our spirit guides, helping guide this reading here for my Leos. All right, 2 more cards and we will hop in. Hope this video finds you well. We are in eclipse season, guys, and it is, it's doing its thing, isn't it? I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? But I said to Scorpio, this is our mock or makeshift support group for eclipse season, right? All right, let's do it. We're going to get through it together. We always do, right? We got a good track record getting through things, getting through shit. All right, setting your spread, 5 of Cups. Speaks to me about cutting your losses potentially or considering it. Anytime there's cups, it's like we're being asked to check in with our emotions. It's like, are we still in this? Are we still getting pleasure out of it? Is it still making us happy, right? Which is like a very simple thing to ask, but that can get very complicated with all of life's drama and chaos and, the people involved in our lives. And it almost seems like you're about to quit or give up on something, but you are still kind of emotionally invested in it. It's just going through like a rough patch. There has been some sort of loss or there has been some sort of disappointment or difficulty. And it's almost like you're at a crossroads of, again, cutting my losses. Or is there something that you can save and salvage from this? So in the past, we have the 9 of Wands. This feels like you're on the defense, like or some of you may be feeling attacked or feeling really like pushed into a corner or just like stressed out, feeling like you don't have enough time or resources or the capacity to output what you need to meet a certain deadline, or maybe it's I don't know, feeling barred or feeling a struggle. I don't know why it's almost coming through with money to me, but it doesn't have to be that way. Watch that like your temptation isn't getting the better of you, because for some of you, and this won't make sense for everyone, it's like it would be easier if I just gave up. It would be easier just to quit. Like I can walk away from this at any time. But I actually don't think that that's the smarter choice, at least what I'm seeing now. And stick with this, because I'll tell you guys, the readings sometimes change narratives and storylines. That's what I'm getting off of this past energy. Like there's this contemplation of like, I could just leave. It's almost like I don't even need to be here. It's a little bit ego driven though. And no shade, right? No offense. The way the energy coming off of the card is like, they don't even appreciate me. It's very much like up on your high horse, not feeling like you're getting what's owed to you. But it's almost like this little fairy dancing in the corner. I almost see that as devil energy, the temptation of like leaning into ego-driven mentality. You can do that, but if you act on it without really, really thinking it through, or the need to come up with a better long-term solution, but that might not be instantaneous. You might not get that quickly versus putting in some more time and mental effort into finding a better solution. I just sort of think this like devil temptation fairy energy of like, we could quit. We don't even have to be here. Like, it's almost being related to me as like quitting a job. Like if we leave, they're going to miss us so much. But then it's like, oh shit, like I left that job and I actually need the money. There's something about, not leaning in the temptation of easy solutions. And maybe this has to do with a relationship, right? And if it does, it does seem like your relationship is going through maybe a little bit of an uncomfortable energy or an uncomfortable chapter, but are we going to up and abandon ship? This card tells me that your goal is 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is about reciprocity and equilibrium. I feel like this might be saying that I'm hearing like a lucky hat trick. Metaphorically, it's like there may actually be a solution closer than you realize. A solution might be coming to you closer than you realize, or a solution may already be in front of you, but you're just not able to see it with clarity right now. And I know that's incredibly frustrating to hear when you're in a situation and you're just looking for the answer and you're like, where is it? There is no easy solution. Maybe not. I don't know, like I'm kind of getting, but yeah, there is. And that doesn't even totally make sense to me because I don't know the context of what you're going through, but it's like someone may intervene and help you in this. With Six of Pentacles energy, it's funny, there's such a glare on this card the way it's sitting. I can't totally see it. This man has his hand behind his back. Somebody may be asking you, hold on, there's like a couple messages coming through here. I'm not sure all these messages are related, but I'm getting a couple things. There might be someone who reaches out to you that is in better financial standing than you realize and could actually be sort of a blessing in your life in terms of possibly offering you something that's going to increase your luck or your worth or your finances. There could also be someone asking you for a handout, but there's almost like a trickster energy there. So just be careful who you're doing like financial deals with and contracts with. I am also hearing taking a risk on like the dark horse or the underdog. We're going to get back to that. Ultimately, the goal, though, at least the way it's being relayed to me, is Six of Pentacles is you want equality, you want, again, reciprocity. It's like if this involves more than two people, it's like you want everybody on the same page, you want everybody on the same team, but you may have issues knowing who to trust. You may feel like you've gotten burned in the past, and so you may have your wall up. Nine of Wands says to me, you absolutely do. But I don't know, there is a little bit of trickster energy here too, which is not like a fun message to deliver. I'm not just going to leave you with that because I feel like I don't do fear-based readings. It's not about just like telling you shit to make you nervous. So I'm hoping we return to that, or that message subsides and it's just not taking the light. That's meant to be seen the most. So anyway, we're going to keep going. All right. So what are you thinking right now? Mentally, Page of Thames. All right. So, looking for communication, or honestly, this almost like to do with faith. It's like looking for a sign from above that you're on the right path. And maybe contemplating, am I willing to fight for this? Yeah, there's two cards saying the temptation to give up easily, but the Page of Thames is a student. It's a seeker of knowledge, needing to acquire more information and facts and data and details before you make an ultimate decision. But because it's coming through as a page making the decision, and again, no offense, but it's almost like you're making this decision, but you're in a place where you're not well informed to be making it yet. There might be more information that you're not privy to, or that it's not available to you yet. So you might sort of be stuck in this in between of not feeling ready to make a decision. What are you feeling? Two of Wands. Two of Wands any two in tarot talks about a decision to move away from home. I'm not sure if that factors into it. Or needing to make a decision between people. That is kind of coming through too. So maybe this has to do with a social circle, a group of people, a friendship dynamic, co-workers. It almost seems like you may have someone that you really admire that is exiting your life for some reason. And to be clear, there's no bad blood there. This is someone who's very warm and welcoming, and someone who almost has like a maternal energy in your life. There seems to be an obstacle or opposition where you guys are being forced to go down different paths. It's not, again, there's no bad blood there. It's just life circumstance. Like you may have a coworker who's moving away and now you're kind of inheriting their responsibilities, or you're having to fill a role, or there's something about a departure of someone who's always been a mainstay in your life and they're not anymore. And so I think there's like a little, there's like a little bit of fear of how to fill that void of like what was a very good companionship or a very good partnership. Or, for some of you, I'm just kind of being a realist, life cycles. Sometimes people move on to another realm, if you catch my drift, right? So this might be saying goodbye to someone who means a lot to you and they are always very significant and important in your life. And you're feeling that lack of, you're feeling their absence. I think that's a really good way of putting it. I'm not sure how that factors into all this, but that message is coming through very strongly. I really like the energy showing up in that card, but that person actually isn't going to be there to help you this time. They're not in the picture. Again, they moved away, they moved on. There's something about cycles of life. Really want to underscore, though, the beauty and the beauty of this person's energy and presence in your life. It was a godsend. They were like an angel in disguise here. And it doesn't mean they're not with you spiritually in some sense, too. But yeah, they're not physically around you right now. Two of Wands, there might be the temptation to move closer to them if you're able to collaborate or to go visit them. For some of you, it's I don't know why it's being relayed to me as visiting them spiritually. So for some of you, this is a person who's passed on, and I'm not predicting that, right? This is showing up in past energy, but it is kind of making itself known in a spread of, again, like saying goodbye to a parental type figure, an aunt, a grandmother, and it could be masculine energy too, but something about that is significant because you're really starting to feel the emotions of that. In some way, it's connected to what's going on here. Maybe you're holding other people to a very high standard of this friend or this person in your life, and maybe, I don't know, I'm just getting the idea that you've been burned in the past in relationships where you trusted people and then they did you dirty, or something went down where it felt like I opened up my world to them, I let my guard down, and it's like that didn't work out for me. So now you might be questioning your intuition. And okay, so you seem to be on the fence here with some relationship in your life presently. Currently, this person has let you down, and you seem to be at a crossroads of whether to cut them out entirely or to have an important conversation or some sort of renegotiation to get your feelings back on track, to make you both feel better about this. But most importantly, you, Leo. I mean, this is you showing up in the Five of Cups. Do you need to reprimand them? Do you need to have a talking with them? I think there's a need to express the feelings, but some of you, I don't know if it's that you don't want to do that for some of you. And I don't know if it's the fear of being vulnerable, or I don't know what it is. Some of you, it's like, I'll just give up. It's easier just to give up. It's like you're feeling a little bit hopeless right now. For some of you, this is almost coming through as like being able to speak to your guardian angels or your guides or a higher form of power to get some sort of, I'm hearing counseling, but advice, or sort of to get you back to center so you're operating at a place that is more in balance, feeling overly swayed by the emotional currents. That, emotions come and go. It's not always a reliable narrator. And I think that's what's sort of clouding the situation here. So what is help that is immediately available to you, something that is in your world already? The King of Pentacles. So possibly a father figure, possibly a financial backer or a financial advisor. It could even be someone who has strong Taurus or Earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could even be a husband figure, right? King of Pentacles is someone solid, someone steady, someone reliable, someone who knows that we have to be able to sustain something, or if we want something to be sustainable long-term, we have to commit to it. We have to hunker down. We have to be loyal. We have to be dedicated. We have to be consistent. That's this King of Pentacles showing up. So maybe you're being asked to lean into those qualities, to think long-term and not short-term, and move forward with some sort of practical plan. Those are qualities that I think you're being asked to embody, as the King of Pentacles. Or again, this could be someone external to you who could be a really wonderful and loving support system that, it's Taurian energy, so it's ruled by Venus. It wants to nurture, it wants to help. It's very focused on not just the self, but the other. And so maybe that's why this is coming through about, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not certain that the answer is to abandon ship. That's being relayed to me as maybe there was a time in the past where when things got hard, you would up and leave because it was easier. And I think some of you've reached a place of better maturity, understanding that sometimes it's not about taking the easier path. Sometimes it's about working through the adversity and challenges, having faith that, better days are ahead. But also, this is a really fantastic opportunity for you to grow as a person and lessons and sort of to work the muscles that are weak. And by that, I mean, it's like the quality in you that was very apt to just up and leave something in the past, you're kind of working on the muscle or strengthening the ability in yourself to maybe commit to something and not jump ship when it gets hard, to deal with adversity in a more healthy way. And not being scared of the challenge, but also not feeling overly consumed by the negativity that surrounds it or that is manifesting in you. There's a way out of this. I'm hearing like purification and clarity, detox for some of you. So you're being asked to embody King of Pentacles energy, or again, there might be a King of Pentacles energy surrounding you now that could help you through a difficult circumstance. Again, financial stuff might be coming through. There might be avenues and resources for financial support. And I want to be clear, very immediately available to you. This is not like you have to work tremendously hard to get it. This is like, hey, there's help here. And I think that's what this is too. The Six of Pentacles of a collaboration. There might be a collaboration that it's already a person they're in your life. You just don't know that they do that thing or that they have that knowledge or that resource, that tool that could help you. Going out into the community and it's almost like ask your angels, ask your guides for help, and it will be delivered to you. And I know that's such a simple way of putting it, but to be honest, guys, that's what I'm getting here. It's like aligning with the vibe of what you need to embody, then it comes to you. It's more readily accessible. So qualities that you need to lean into or action that you need to take, you need to watch your anxiety. And easier said than done, right? But here's the thing with the Nine of Swords, it goes from like the mental prison, the construction of our own thoughts that hold us back, into this place of like losing hope. Like there's no way out of this. It's always going to be this way. And what am I going to do? This is like unnecessary, harmful, hurtful thoughts, but it's self-directed, right? It's a Mars energy. So, I said this, I think, to Scorpio. It's like we have to really watch our inner bully and our inner critic. And not just that, the critics around us too, separating from people who raise our vibration, who support us, versus people who want to tear us down and are malicious, jealous, conceited energy. I don't necessarily get that, but again, there might be triggers from the past coming up from someone who burned you. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of living up in your head. It's almost like I don't know if this makes sense. The reliable narrator isn't necessarily the thoughts going on in your head. It's not necessarily the feelings and the emotions, because those seem to be, again, kind of rocky and a little bit unstable, as emotions tend to be, right? Being overly reactive to a stressful situation. You're only human, I get it. The reliable narrator is not the thoughts. It's not the cups. It's not the emotions. It's the physical 3D. Like, what is the reality? What is the absolute truth of the situation? What are we seeing around us presently? That is the truth. That is what we have to operate on. And for a lot of you, the ultimate truth is like, what does the money look like? And I'm saying that because of the King of Pentacles. So we have to acknowledge, the current situation in order to find not only a positive, but a practical solution. All right, let's see. So with King of Pentacles, how is that going to help reset the reciprocity? Honestly, this comes through to me as someone's going to do you a really big favor. Like someone's going to do you a solid. Someone's going to come in and maybe save the day a little bit, or give you a piece of advice that is potentially, I don't know if I want to say life-changing, but more or less. I'm not saying forever, but somebody grants you a beautiful gift or an opportunity where I'm literally seeing like happy tears, but also tears of relief of like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like they save your butt, whoever this King of Pentacles is. And I'm not saying it couldn't be you, but I do think it's an energy that is surrounding you, and it's in the form of like a blessing, a financial payout, or some, maybe, I don't know if it's unexpected money, but if that's the case, it's like discovering some sort of resource or well of opportunity that you weren't aware it existed. And now that you know, like, hey, I can apply for that loan, or I can apply for that scholarship or whatever, you're just like, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. Do you know what I mean? There may be an ability to save more money or spend less on something that you just didn't realize. It was like a financial block, and I don't know why that's coming through this way, but it changes things. You're able to mix it up and change up the recipe and the strategy of how you're moving forward. And there's more ease. There's more, I'm hearing cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, there's something about this may have to do with dealing with the contracts or the negotiations, or something about a will or an inheritance is coming through for some of you with like mother father energy. If that's strange or foreign, don't worry about it. It's not your message. That's not the main message, but that is coming through for some of you. Yeah, this is continuing to build on something that you've already started to manifest. It's already in your life, but you have to change up the recipe or change up the ingredients. And that's how I'm being asked to relay it with kind of the high priestess and this, witchy spell pot that she has going on here. It's not that what we're doing is wrong or that we shouldn't be doing it, but we have to change our approach and do it in a way where we're not breaking our back. We have to do it in a way that adds peace and joy and balance in our life. The high priestess is very similar to me as a reader as the justice card is like, we're silent, we're still, we're collected, like we're feeling the feels, but they're not overpowering us or overtaking our lives. There's something soothing and gentle. And that also has to do with this King of Pentacles nature around you. I think some of you just need to be more aware of the signals that your body is sending you. Some of you need to completely change your diet too. What you're putting into your body, whether it's alcohol or cigarettes or just eating things with too much sugar or whatever. It's like being good to our body, because our body is communicating very loudly right now. And it's almost like we need to reset our body's balance, because everything's, no offense, Leo, I promise I'm not trying to pick on you. Your body seems out of whack right now. Like, I don't know if you're into like the chakra thing or whatever, but like things are out of whack. So you're not able to think clearly. You're not able to, trust your intuition because something is getting in the way of the things you're feeling. And yeah, there's a lot of like realigning your body. Whenever the Nine of Swords and Nine of Athenes in this deck comes up, I'm always very apt to say too, like, make sure you're getting help, that you're seeking counseling. If you are having trouble with overpowering thoughts and you're having trouble sort of working through them on your own, get some help for that. There's no shame in it, right? That's super, super important to me as a reader to explain. Nine of Swords is like, you are in it. You are in it in those dark thoughts, right? So just it's like there's something tapping at the window and they're trying to get your attention to get you out of a place of darkness. And I'm hearing like, come this way, follow me, I'll show you. The Holly King, the Hermit energy, it's like, follow this path. There's an easier way. Let me show you how to do it. So make sure that, I don't know what context this is going to make sense for you guys, but it's like, so if you ask for a guide, if you ask for a teacher, if you ask for an advisor or someone from whom you can gain wisdom about what you're going through, they will show up. They're already here in several capacities. So like, you have people that are willing to help you through this, but I almost think in a more like spiritual guided way, there's like a beautiful blessing of circumstance, being at the right place at the right time. Someone overhears your conversation on the phone at the grocery store and they're like, oh, hey, I do that for a living. Like, can I give you my card? And you're just like, again, happy tears. You're like, oh my God, really? Someone comes in to save the day. And so that, I hope that's a positive message, but I can also understand it's problematic for you right now because in some ways it's out of your control. Your best bet is to focus on yourself and your body and your health and your wellness, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You're trying to save the world right now. You're trying to do way too much all at the same time, and no wonder you're stressed out. Ooh, you're so stressed out. I can feel it, Leo. I feel it. Oh, but yeah, guides and support are on their way to you. And again, however you find faith and whatever you practice spiritually, religion, whatever is your support system for getting you out of a tough time or seeing you through a tough time, lean into that. Lean into your faith or your religion or your family, your network of family, your friends, whoever is there. They'll show up for you, Leo, because you show up for other people, right? So allow people to help you, allow people to take care of you. Yeah, again, earth signs are coming through particularly strong in this reading for me right now in terms of helpful mentors or financial advisors, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There is something about a shifting of homes or a change up in the home or in the family. That's coming through a little bit. I want to get one more on what do I do with my deck? Is it literally right in front of me and I don't see it? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. I honestly think the Six of Pentacles has a lot to do with like setting your body back into alignment. I also think you're like, for those who have kids, it's like your kid might be having behavioral issues, or they might be lying. And I don't know how old your kid is. Maybe your kid's a toddler. Maybe your kid is in college. Maybe your kid is, 60 years old. I don't know. There's something about your kid not being forthcoming with the truth. Maybe like a little, like kind of, no offense, I'm kind of hearing like a little spoiled brat energy, like feeling like they're entitled to something and causing things to be out of shift or out of balance. Particularly if you have two children, there might be, it's like we're trying to make peace between children or amicable energy. Or if you're dealing with childlike people at work, there's like I don't know what this is. Yeah, the Death card. There's major shifts and transformations happening in relationships. And again, there is something interfering in your ability to make clear decisions. Something that happened in your past is overly influencing your ability to make a clear and informed decision now. And it has to do with the emotional trigger attached to it. When you did something once and that person cheated you or burned you. I'm not saying this is a repeat of that cycle, because I think you already have learned the lessons from it, but it's redirecting me back to that. It's too easy to walk away and abandon ship and throw your hands in the air and have like a F it attitude. You're better than that. And it's almost like you owe it to yourself to not let this energy or this person or this issue impede on your ability, or what was once your ability, to enjoy it and see something through. It's just, you're right. It's getting challenging. It's getting hard. It's getting harder, but it's like, show the world what you're made of, that you're not just gonna, be non-committal, that you're not gonna hunker down and give this the dedication and loyalty it deserves, because whatever it is that you're doing or creating, Leo, that's a reflection of you. And I'm being told to say, like, you're not just gonna up and quit on yourself. You're not just gonna up and abandon yourself, because you're part of this. Whatever this is, you're in it. And so it's like self-abandonment. No, like, we come first. We have to take care of ourselves first. There's a major shift and transformation going on here. Where can we cut the excess? Where can we cut or eliminate things that are not useful or not working, and reprogram, re-strategize, reinvigorate, breathe new life into something so that we're able to enjoy it more, but also that we can live a healthier lifestyle while doing it or being in it. I hope that makes sense to some of you. This might involve a Scorpio, a Virgo. I do think you're cutting a relationship out of your life. I don't want to leave you without something about like the shady dealings, or someone has something behind their back that they're not being forward with about. I do think this is saying goodbye to a friend. For a lot of you, it's different than the angel guide, like saying goodbye to someone who maybe has moved on, or the maternal energy that was always looking out for you, that is, your best friend moved away. It's not that. This is totally different. There's a friend in your life, and you already have been keeping them at an arm's length because there's a weird vibe there. This is you having some sort of substantial proof or evidence that, yeah, you know what? Like, they just told me everything I need to know. Like, the proof is in the pudding. I don't need them in my life anymore. It's like I'm coming into a new chapter, and I'm leaving anything behind that feels negative or pulls me back into these old habits or negative patterns that maybe were being endorsed by a friend or someone who was enabling poor choices or poor behavior. I just see you bringing down the sword on that, cutting the excess, trimming the fat of relationships that no longer serve you. This says volunteer, selfless devotion, willingness, spirit of service, duty, and dedication. So symbolically, you guys, this is about you and turning that energy inward and making sure that you are of service to yourself, not just to others. This is about not burning the candle at both ends. But yeah, sure, maybe it's literal for some of you. If volunteer work plays a big role in your life, or you want it to, absolutely, there's your confirmation. But for a lot of you, it's like taking care of everybody in your life but yourself. That needs to change. Like, Death card says that can no longer happen. It's like we need to drink from that cup first. We need to be nourished. We need to be satisfied. And if you're in a relationship that isn't doing that, at minimum, you're going to have a conversation with that person. But others of you, it's like this has been an ongoing thing where you don't feel appreciated and you don't feel like this person offers anything to you. So like, snip. Do you understand what I mean? This is the anchor, stability. Water sign energy. I am seeing something about a new home or moving locations. Again, changes going on in the family, selling the family home, inheritance. That's coming through for some of you. Yeah, moving homes or something with property, land, real estate. It is the card of the Tower, 16. So major changes happening on the home front. And it doesn't all have to be bad. You know, maybe some of you are going to start having kids or start a family, but major shifts and changes going on into the home. Reasons to either need to downsize financially, get a smaller home, or to upgrade because your life is growing. But there could be stress about that, the money attached to it. So this says the highest self, again, that chakra work, getting your body in alignment. And then this says wisdom, pearls of wisdom. When your body is at a better place, you're not going to have trouble trusting your intuition, that inner wisdom, that pearl of knowledge, if you will. You know, it's very Cancerian. It's in the shell, right? It's protected. Your intuition is not speaking to you right now because you're not in a place to receive it with clarity. You need to focus on your health, Leo. 100%. That's what's coming through. That's why you don't feel like you're able to make a better decision because things are out of whack internally. You can't change what's going on externally, but you can change and control how you react to things, and you know, possibly imposing more limitations or boundaries to keep you centered. All right, Leo, thanks for joining me today. This was a heavy one, guys. This was a heavy one. So props to you if you made it this far. I appreciate you showing up to my channel. I invite you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings in the future. If you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Leo.